So guys, in today's vlog, we are going to be just doing a complete overview of my posing. So you're just going to watch me posing for a good like 6 minutes, and I'm going to walk you through various aspects of what posing is, what I'm trying to achieve through my posing, how I think things are going within my prep, and it's just going to be a bit of an update. So the posing you're about to see here is me after a workout. So at the moment I'm posing 4 to 5 times a week, normally 5. I go through 2 rounds. So my first round that I am performing, I do straight after my AM workout, and it's upper body days. And I just place my camera on a stool and I come back and I've got lighting coming from the right side of me. So it's a bit of a different look to what some other people will get. So I have a bit of a pump on. Typically I'll have only had my breakfast. I won't have eaten for actually hours because it's normally about 12 p.m. That I'm doing this, and I eat my first meal at 8, so it's for like 4 hours. So that's when I do my posing, and then I do one round. So I have this round and I hold each pose for 5 to 10 counts to build up posing endurance, and then I do another round in front of the mirror that I have just to kind of get some more practice in, and I do at least that twice, so whilst my boiled potatoes are boiling. So let's go over the posing here. So this is the first time I've actually posed in my posing trunks. I mean, since last year when I did some posing practice with Steph and Andrew. So yeah, I had some like boxes on that were more loose, so it just didn't make sense to use those. So I was actually, they felt very small, but I guess that's a good thing. And I was actually quite pleasantly surprised almost with how things were looking. So something I've been making sure to do recently with my posing is hide my thumbs. So I have a bad habit of having my thumbs on the outside, so I'm trying to have them on the inside just to tidy things up. And then also smiling as best as I can, because if I practice not smiling, like, you don't have to practice smiling, right? But if you practice, you want to practice as if you're on stage. So I'm trying to practice as if I'm doing this on stage. So everything here, all my transitions, all my movements are as if I'm on the bodybuilding stage. So I'm thinking about it all within these. So at the moment, I mean, it's clear that my body fat on the rear is still there, but there is some hamstring coming through, glutes from the rear. I mean, I'm very lucky if I get like glute lines coming in from the rear particularly. They're in from the side. It's not so apparent with this style of lighting, but they are coming in from the side, which is like pretty normal for me. So I want those transitions that you'll see I'm getting into each pose. I want those transitions to look professional, look smooth. For whatever reason, this side relaxed just doesn't look as good. I think that's related to my injury. So I've injured my left shoulder, which actually helps me in some poses but harms me in others. So I have to bend my knee a little bit in this, and I have to really make sure I'm standing upright. So yeah, overall, just pleased with the aesthetic. My legs are looking probably the leanest they've looked in an update. I don't know if I said, but I was 180.8 pounds this morning, which I would say is 5 to 10 pounds above what stage weight is going to be. In fact, my lowest weight, not stage weight. So you can see I'm holding these, and you can see something that a lot of competitors struggle with is keeping their quads on. And if you watch my quads, hopefully you're not seeing definition come and go. You're just seeing, you can particularly see on my right quad, because that's where the light's hitting me. You can see my definition stays, the condition stays, it doesn't go. That's my aim. I want composure, I want endurance, because I don't want my legs to be shaking and wobbling on stage, which they have done before, and they will if you don't have good posing endurance and good posing practice. So with this side chest, I'm really looking, push the elbow out, the face the judges, and then that knee I want to curl around as far as possible the other way. So I'm really contorting myself to really show off the glute, the hamstring, the quad, pushing, leg pressing the floor, and then bringing that shoulder round, of course, to show off the chest. And at the same time, as you get leaner, you have to do this, because when you're not lean, you don't it's not apparent. But particularly on this side tricep, which I'm really pleased with, making sure I blow out all the air in my stomach and really crunch down on my abs, because whilst I don't have the best ab development, it's improved a lot, and it really does make poses just look that much nicer when you've got clear, like, just abdominals right there. So rear poses, again, setting my hamstrings, my glutes, because they're not fully detailed just yet. you're not going to see a ton there. You can see here probably a little bit my injury and how that's impacted my back a bit. I think it's a little kind of asymmetrical, only a little bit. I'm pretty pleased with how this rear shot's looking, how my hamstrings and glutes are looking here. Overall back development is pretty good. So then I come into the rear lat spread, and on these and on my lat spreads, I'm thinking elbows out. So they're kind of forward a little bit, but then I think out to the walls either side, to make myself look as wide as possible. And throughout, like I said, trying to keep a smile as best as I can when I hit the pose. So hopefully I do get a cheeky smile coming in. There you go. And I'm really pleased with how my abs are looking here, by the way. Smile and also looking up and looking forward, I think is important. Not looking like up, like at the ceiling, looking forward, and not like looking down at the floor. So there was my mandatories. With the WMBF UK, and I'm probably going to use some of these poses in my posing routine, because why not? They have a kind of golden era round where you hit a front shot. So this is my front classic shot that I want at the moment, which actually I'm surprised how good I can look in a classic shot, because I don't have a classic looking physique. You wouldn't have thought so, because I'm quite blocky. Then this one really shows off the arms, shows off the quad, the hamstring, the glute there, which I like. And I just have to either practice more on vacuuming or clench down on my abs. I'm not really sure what I want to do on this. And then this, I thought was like a classic Ziz pose or something, but I'm not sure what it is, but it actually looks all right. So I need to get practiced at this and hitting it sooner. But it's key, like with that left arm, having it up there, but whilst also being able to contract the lats and the back and everything. So then this one, I think is like an Arnie classic pose. Again, I probably want to try and vacuum here. I struggle to hit the vacuum. I've not really practiced it, to be honest, though. But you can see here, like my glute on the side, you can see the definition starting to come through. And this just shows off my arms, to be honest. So I think those side shots were real nice, and the front shots were looking good. So yeah, that's my posing at the moment. Like, that doesn't take that long. A lot of competitors get tired posing. It can become a bit of a drain. And I absolutely understand that, because it is something that's tiring, but it's so important to practice your posing. And that was like, that was 5 minutes and 45 seconds that I practiced there. I then do that again. That's 10 minutes out of my day. Little and often is my preference. I think if you practice for too long, you end up creating such a large amount of fatigue that, I guess in SFR terms, the stimulus, the kind of the posing practice you get isn't worth the fatigue, and the next day you'll really be feeling it. So I like little and often, and you're not going to be on stage and they're not going to make you hold a pose for like 20 seconds. So I have 5 to 10 counts. I want to move that to 10 to 15 counts and hold the poses for a nice long time. And I may even move up through doing 2 to 3 rounds to doing like 3 to 4 rounds. I don't like posing on leg days, because after I've trained legs, I don't want to do any posing or anything. I might pose in the morning on leg days. That's an option for me in future. But that's where I am. Really pleased with things. So I'm not quite down as light as I got last year when I was preparing to compete, but I'm close. And I'm going to be below 180 pounds probably next week, which will mean I'm already below. And I'm still just waiting for some of those finer details to come in. So I haven't got any kind of tricep feathering. I know that's a detail that I've got to come. Bit more detail through the glutes, the hamstrings. Quads are looking pretty nice, but I think I have some feathering to come through on the quads there as well. And then just fully fledged, just completely diced on the chest is due to come as well. But overall, pleased with how the posing's looking. I think it looks pretty polished at this stage. It needs to improve. I need to work on also a posing routine, which I may have chosen my posing music. I'm between two songs. It's either Goku Black, just because I absolutely am a fanboy of Goku Black and Dragon Ball Super. That series, I thought it's something cool about him, even though it wasn't my favorite saga. There's just something cool about Goku Black. So it might be that song, because I listen to it even to do some of my hard sets, or it might be a Star Wars, the battle between what's it called? But it was the battle between Obi-Wan Kenobi, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Darth Maul, and but a remix of that potentially could be quite cool. But that's to come. I'm not too worried about kind of polishing that routine yet. I want to get all these mandatories done. The golden era poses, again, I can put them into that routine. So We're all good. So on my end, that's pretty much everything. If you got any particular questions, if you want to know anything, if you want me to cover anything in specific, let me know. And I'll talk to you soon. As always, revive stronger. Do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll catch you in the next one.